Well. We're out on two wheels again, and today we are going to Fires Creek, which is around Hayesville, North Carolina. There's a series of Forest Service roads back here. Most of them don't really lead out anywhere, but I think there's one that sort of loops around, so that's what we're going to play on. There's another one just before the picnic area. I think it's 6126 or it's 6 something. And the map that's at the picnic area shows it going a lot farther than Google Maps. So we might try that one after we get done with the loop. We'll see how things transpire. The other day I went to Davenport Mountain, but it was closed because we've had a bunch of thunderstorms recently, so whenever it gets too wet they close it down because they don't want all the trail erosion and yada yada yada. So we're still going to go back to Davenport at some point. It's right basically in my backyard. This particular road just just dead ends on dirt. So this is not a real thoroughfare to go to anywhere. So this traffic is people that are come to the picnic area here on Fires Creek. See that little waterfall there? I took pictures of that a while back. It made a nice shot in black and white. Guy's got a really nice cabin there. There's a little suspension bridge you go over to his cabin. Anyway, there's camping back here in the National Forest. Right to my left here, this is like first come, first serve, pitch your tent. It's primitive camping, you know, there's no showers or anything like that, but you know, for free, it's not bad. Fires Creek is real popular with the fishing, fly fishing and so on. The water is very cold. Even in the summer it never warms up. And there's a bunch of hiking trails around here. Yeah, this was the road I was talking about, this 6176. Called Leatherwood Road. Now, like I said, Google Maps doesn't show that it goes very long, but there's a big like typographical map here at the picnic center that we're going to that shows it goes much further than what Google showed. So I'm not sure about that. That's one of those trails where you just have to go explore, get lost kind of a thing. Now here's where the asphalt ends and you're on gravel from here on out. But most of this gravel is very tame. You don't even really need four-wheel drive, so your cars, pickup trucks can easily handle this. Unless it's been very, very wet, then of course it's a different story. We'll take a quick look and show you what's going on down here. People come and they tube on this river to cool off, and it can get very crowded here. This is a Tuesday during the week and it's got people. We'll take a little walk down here just to show you what the deal is. It's a pretty spot. I'm going to adjust my idle. Sometimes this bad boy creeps up. Creeps up sometimes. Alright, let's shut up and look around. Okay. I don't know. So this is the little picnic place, and there's a nice waterfall across the river, and I've always wanted to go over there and photograph that, but you have to wade up to your waist in water to get over there, and these rocks are very slippery, and I have already destroyed one camera trying to do that, so I'm very hesitant to destroy any other cameras. I don't mind the wading in the water, it's just I don't want to lose my balance and ruin my photographic equipment. So we'll just take a little walk up here on the bridge and you can get an idea of what the deal is here. This is fun to go down in inner tubes. It's, you know, it's not life-threatening or anything like that. Now, when we've had a lot of rain, this can be dangerous. Years ago, we had a storm, and there was a weather broadcasting guy that was swept off the rocks, and unfortunately, he lost his life here. So this river can really, it looks nice and calm now, but this can turn into a roaring giant. But it's very picturesque, and if I went straight ahead, there's trails that go all up, and you can actually get to the top of those other waterfalls over there. It's a steep hike, but it's doable. And we'll follow this river as we go. There's a dude that's trying his luck fishing. But this is Forest Creek. So if you like just hanging out in Rapids, you can picnic here, cook, bring the kids, bring your dog. But hot summer days like this, be prepared for a lot of people. But it's a nice little place, and it's not too far. That was the typo map that I was talking about that showed that other road, but we're going to go up another way and visit some trails another way. Let me get a little liquid beverage. Okay. While I'm here, I'm going to look at that road and see. You see, that road is here we are, and that road 6176. See, it bends around. And it goes much further. It goes much further than what Google Maps shows. So that's what we'll check when we go on the way out. We'll see how that goes. I would really like to get some typo maps, but typo maps are cumbersome. doesn't look too bad here. Okay. Now this, I don't remember what the number is. And I'll see the creek down there. It's really pretty. This road follows the creek for a spell. I can't remember. I've been on this a few times. Now some of there's a lot of hiking trails off these roads. On that typo map, they're marked in red and green. I think the red is only for foot traffic and the green allows for horses. But any motorized vehicles, Jeeps or bikes, have got to stay on the roads, or if you're caught, they'll probably give you a citation. And the hiking trails are, are really not suitable for single track dirt bike riding, so you got to stay off of that. But as you can see, this is very hard packed. This is not loose gravel, so anybody and their aunt can do this. There's no skill needed on these roads, so if you're just getting into off-road or want to feel what it's like, check these roads out. But those of you that like the gnarly shit would be bored to death. Now, it's always a good idea. You can't assume that there's not going to be a Jeep coming. So on these blind turns, I always, try to stay close in my lane, because I've seen even other bikes cutting corners and it's like, whoa, dude. And I ride a lot by myself, so I don't want to put myself in a bad situation, you might say. Yeah, the last time I came here it was during winter, and that whole granite wall was covered with ice. It was really cool. But this road is just like the street that I live on, so it's, I mean, you could come back here with a street bike and there would be no worries. I can't remember if any of these roads are really like dirt bike only. I can't really remember. So yeah, when it gets really wet around here, a lot of the OHV places, they just close, so it's a good idea to call to see if they're open. But like I said, Davenport's only like 20 miles from my door, so when that place is closed, then when I'm in the mood to get out on the bike, I'll do the gravel. Because even if it's been raining a lot, most of the gravel roads are still passable. There might be areas that are, pretty wet, but, they're still doable. But as you can see, this is a pretty wide road, and there's, even if you were on here with a Jeep. Now the river is still right down there. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a lazy man's gravel road. You can probably sit the most of the way on here. You don't have to really worry about watching where you're going, or there's no real skill needed on this road. Where sometimes it's nice to have this kind of a road where you're not have to concentrate so much on finding the best line and what rut to avoid and what have you. And this is mostly you're under a canopy, so even if it's sunny, like today it's sunny and hot, it's not too bad under here because it stays cool with all the trees. And if you were really hot, you know, you just go down to that river, take your boots off and walk in that river. In 2 minutes you'll be cool, because that water's like 60 degrees. It's chilly, trust me. Now this road will split off to the left, as I remember. Right here. There was a little sign back there, but I didn't catch what the number was. Now I'm pretty sure. Well, I went back here once before, and it wasn't. I thought this dead ended, but I'm not sure. But hey, we're just out exploring, getting lost, so it's all good, right? And here's the river that we cross. I've taken pictures of different parts of the river along here. Now the river's on the right side. See, this is wet in here. This is a little wet from the rains. Now this is where, like, some of these roads have not been graveled in a long time, so some of this part that if it's just dirt and that gets really saturated, that's when people get stuck. See, they put some gravel in here, because when it's just dirt, this dirt gets like snot, and I've seen some cars stuck back in here. But so far it's not really a big issue. Of course, you know, if you have some decent tread on your tires, you won't have any problem. But you know, you come back here with bald tires or something, good luck. I forget the name of the hiking trails that are back here. It's like a rhododendron forest. It's pretty back here. Okay, now this is the start of a trail or something. and this is closed. The road, that's a hiking trail, because if it has a green slash on it, that means it's hiking only. So this is really all we can go. Now that I remember, I think I did come back here once before, and I said, oh well, it doesn't take me out anywhere. So okay, I'm just sort of remembering what I did before. But this was maybe only, I don't know, maybe a mile. I'm not sure. So we will go up a little bit further and see where we can go. But what I checked, it's sort of controversial of what it is in reality and what Google Maps shows it. So that's why I never take Google's maps as the gospel, because a lot of times, like when I first went on to Squiddy Road, Google Maps shows that it doesn't come out to Tooney Gap, and in reality it does. So when you go on these fire service roads, you pretty much have to just try it and not go by what Google says, because Google's not the gospel. Somebody's marking, they're putting tapes. I don't know if they're marking their fishing holes or what. Sometimes I'll leave a marker for myself if I know I'm going to come back to a different place and I want to verify where I've been or something. I'll leave a little. I have surveyor's tape with me all the time just for that purpose. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to do, but if you do it and then you come back, then you're like, yeah, I was here. Because if you ride all day on these roads, trust me, they do all look alike. And the longer you ride on them, you sort of get like mesmerized. You get into this gravel realm. And it's like, where the hell am I? As my gearbox screams for a lower gear, it says shift. Gravity's bringing us down the hill here, as it always does. These people are fishing. That's my guess. Yeah, there's a guy down there fishing. So now we're just back up on top where we started. Not sure. I know there's a series of roads off of these roads, but they all go like in different directions, and the maps just show them stopping. So that's quite common for the fire roads. They're here to fight fires, you know, what can I say? This is all national forest, so you don't see any private homes. So I've never run into too many other Jeeps, or I don't think I've ever been back here and saw any other bikes. Always the first time though. The river is, I love going along a river. Now that river is a real rocky river, and I've never seen any place where you would want to cross it with a bike. You can see the amount of debris that gets piled up when that river is raging. The power of water is really unbelievable. I've seen the river high a few times, and it's I would not want to be floating down it in those conditions. Now you see, now there's another road, but that does not look, I think that just goes down to the river. I don't think that's an actual road. I can't imagine it. I think it just goes down to the river. I pretty much stay on something that really looks like a road. Because, see, this is what you got to watch out for. Limbs that come down and you're not paying attention. That thing can shish kebab you. But this is a real pretty ride, even if it doesn't go out anywhere. I don't mind turning around when it's so pretty like this. Here's another road. Now somebody did some clearing here. This was a big tree down, so somebody must have had a chainsaw with them and cleared that. When I used to motor camp, I used to have a portable saw with me, and I have numerous times had to cut branches out of the way that just made it easier to pass. You know, some of the small stuff you hop over, no big deal, but some of the stuff is just easier to clear, and then it makes it easier for, you know, other people. So if I have the time, I'll hack stuff out of the way. And this little bike is easy if you have to like drag it over a big log or something. If you're with somebody, it's not that hard to do. Now, I wouldn't want to do that with a 500-pound adventure bike, but I'm only talking like, see, now that's another little road to the left. You see, what's in reality and what's on the map are contradictory. This is definitely the main road because we still have actual bridges here that are giving you tonnage, weight, and everything. Now there's a nice little campground, right? I mean, a camp spot right there. That's a beautiful little spot. See, there's a little trail right here. You go down there, it takes you right down to that camp spot. That's really nice. You could camp there. I mean, like I said, if you were a fisherman, that would be a nice little camp spot. Me personally, I don't really fish, So for me to come back here to camp, it's like, why? But if this was a road that was like, you know, on your route or something, then yeah, it's a nice camp spot. There was a big rock there. Yeah, I pretty much call this road hard-packed dirt with a little bit of gravel. Yeah, the river is either on the right or the left of you. You follow it the whole way. See, it says Natahala, Bristol Field Horse Camp. So we'll go down here and just take a look. Now this says a fee area, but this is a nice little spot here. Oh, they have a map. You know I love maps, so I'm going to look at that map and see where the hell I am. Because, you know, I'm always in a state of being lost. I'm not going to fight neutral right now. Just turn it off. Okay. Let me see here. There's only one. I only see two people here. Okay. Okay, this is where we were and we turned around. And this is where I am now. Now these are the trails, and this map doesn't really show. Okay, this road is going to go all the way to here. Yeah, what I was looking at before was a hiking trail. So I think this is going to stop not too far from here. But we'll see. We'll go. Because, you see, it's red and green. You can't go on the red and the green shit. You can only go on the black stuff. There's black stuff here, but I don't know how to get to that stuff because you can't go on the red. This is the Bristol Field Horse Camp. So we'll go a little bit more and see where it takes us. I need another drink. There's some nice campgrounds here. I would have liked them to have some of them have shade. That's where I would pick in the shade because I'm a shade kind of person. Okay, let us continue. So maybe people actually bring their horses here. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I'm not a horse person either. But I know some of these trails are for hiking and horses, so it makes sense, right? This is a good route to remember when I have friends that come over that really don't have any off-road experience. This is a good road to take somebody like that on because it's not really that challenging. I don't know where that goes. That is another